So I came across a post with this in it from Twitter. It was from Bo Blacks. Anyway, and I said, oh my goodness. Interesting. So I looked at the title. It says, gross. Belle Delphine's new offensive tape makes a black man dressed as a monkey. Now, there's actually two pretty problematic aspects to this right here. It's so bad. Let's first talk about this. So, listen, I get it. When I saw the other pictures on Twitter, it looked kind of weird. I was like, okay, she's dressed as Princess Peach. He's Donkey Kong. The first thing we all think of is the racial element. But you know what? Maybe it has nothing to do with that. Maybe he's just like, bro, I like Donkey Kong, and I'm tired of not being able to dress like him because of systemic racism. I know it's Donkey Kong. That's why I just said that. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's just like, I just like Donkey Kong. I'm tired of people associating it with racism. Or maybe he thought it would be funny. Or maybe Belle Delphine put a sexy curse on Twomad. And he was like, oh my God. And then she used him to be a racist. I'm assuming that's basically Def Noodles' that's his point. Is that this woman seduced Twomad into going against his race or something. I don't really know. Realistically speaking, though, it might be like kind of weird and funny when you look at it, but that's all it is. Who cares? Twoomad's complicit. This is one of the problematic aspects. The first problematic thing here is that he says makes a black man dress as a monkey. Dude, it's fucking Twomad. Like, it's not like it's some schmo off the street. This is a fucking large content creator equal to Belle Delphine, I think. They're very close. He might be bigger, she might be bigger, but they're up there. They're up there. Okay? And you're just like a black guy. That's the first thing that bothers me, because you just boiled him down to his race. You didn't even say it was Twomad. Another thing is, though, is that Twomad he's a person that has the ability to can create thought. He has his own autonomy. He has the ability to consent to this situation, and it seems that he has. He's also, like, I think, kind of a comedian. He makes funny content. That's my understanding. I'm just not super educated on the guy, but that's my understanding from what I've seen. So maybe they're playing on the funny. But, like, what you're doing here is you're stripping him of his name and boiling him down to just some black person, and you're also stripping him of his autonomy. And this gets into a conversation about the racism of lowered expectations, right? Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's being manipulated by some white woman to be racist. Like, bro, that's what you're saying. Now, he may not, Def might not realize he's saying that to give him the benefit of the doubt. What's most likely is that Def saw this and went, I got a virtue signal. And he had like an explosion in his brain, which, by the way, is weird because from what I looked, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Welcome, folks. He hasn't talked about Roe v. Wade being overturned at all, which is very surprising to me. I haven't been able to find it. And that's weird to me because, like, you know, he talks about social issues, but except for this one, which is like a huge, I think, it doesn't even matter if you're pro-life or pro-choice. Like, you know, I would expect him to talk about it based on his history. But instead of doing that, he's virtue signaling over black issues. And that is ridiculous. Now, before we watch this, I want to do one more thing because honestly, like, to me, this isn't the first instance of Def Noodles being ignorant on black issues. Our controversy, I also felt like there was a racial element there. I'm not calling him racist, but I'm going to give you a brief, like, what happened in the last situation. So if you guys, for those of you who don't know, you could look this up. But there was a controversy before the B family, the EB family. It's a large plot. You can look at it right here. The B family, manipulation and gaslighting. I have two parts to it, right? Okay. The B family and this young man named Killick. He's 17 years old, right? And what had happened was this. This is the EB family. Okay. They have almost 10 million followers. Incredible. And here's what happened, okay? We're going to say there's the B dad, there's the B mom, there's the B brother, and there's the B daughter, right? And then there's Killick. These are the two sides here. The brother and Killick both play Roblox, right? The brother's 16, Killick is 17. They play Roblox. They were in Discord one time, and they were trolling each other and talking shit. Killick took about a little too far and started talking about his sister. He pulled up her Instagram and started saying, like, oh, she's hot. She could be like a porn star, blah, blah, blah. Now, for context, the one picture that Killick was looking at showed her to be her posting under his the brother's thing saying, happy birthday, younger brother. So he thought that she was a little older than she was. But she happened to be 15, right? Now, I still hold this position. It was inappropriate for him to make those comments, especially live. Okay, he took it too far. But the response here, nobody had seen it. The response, like months later, from the mom and dad was they said Killick was 19. They called him a rapist, a predator, and a pedophile. Now, first of all, if he was 19, I still wouldn't call him these things. It's still more inappropriate. But I wouldn't go this far to call him these things. The thing is, though, is that his age was readily available. On his Twitter, it said he was 16. On his Instagram, it said he was 17. Now, his Instagram, it only said it in one of the 10 pictures he had, but they were looking through his Instagram. But the only thing at the time he had linked to his videos, because I was there, was his Twitter. And they should have been able to be like, oh, he's only 16. But instead, they decided he was 19 with no evidence. Right. So the first issue we have is they're weaponizing like rape and like sexual assault and child molestation in order to deplatform this young man who made a mistake. But when I say try to deplatform him, I mean they called him these things, which are insane, false allegations. Then they said that they're going to chase him off of every platform until he gets banned. They want him completely gone from the internet. They criticized his parents, the way where his family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we know that they were definitely weaponizing these social issues here. But when I watched that, I also said, you know what, this feels like there's an aspect of racism here. And I even said I feel, and I can't prove it, but it feels like there's an aspect here. Because even once they found out he was 19, they apologized in the comments, and then they made the description, they made another video following up, continuing to call him a grown man. And what I said is like, hey, this feels like a lot of racially loaded words here. That, again, go watch the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's not something I jump to. It's like after 30 minutes, I'm like, wait, I'm hearing like multiple, like just weird dog whistles, I guess you'd say. Anyway, what I said is this seems like a historical thing that happens in America of over-maturing young black kids to adults and then over-prescribing punishment. And I even said, like, hey, listen, I don't know if that's true, but it feels like that. And I introduced the conversation. When Def Noodles and I inevitably, because I called him out for his take as well, because, again, he was just virtue signaling over this issue, and he didn't actually take time to take a step back and realize that, like, you know, they were going after him, calling him a pedophile and shit, which is just completely ridiculous, and weaponizing sexual assault in order to try to cancel him. I brought this fact up, and he ignored it completely. He didn't care. In fact, he's like, you don't know what's in their heart. It's okay. Now, that doesn't mean that he is racist, but what it shows to me, he's not even willing to sit down and like kind of listen to what's going on around him. He's not even interested in what's happening. And I think that's what's happening here. So, without further ado, maybe Def Noodle will surprise us, and it's only clickbait. Let's find out.
Welcome, folks. Let's get to it. Irrelevant news. So Emma Watson is getting canceled by J.K. Rowling stands.
Oh, I don't care about that. Let's just get right to the Twomad. Let's see. Here we go.
Twitter at the moment of the recording of this video. Isn't it great? Anyway, shifting gears to Belle Delphine. She is currently trending on Twitter at the moment of the recording of this video, and I wonder why.
Oh, why is Belle Delphine
Wait a minute, your tweet cut out. Are you having bad cell signal? What the hell is going on?
The fuck
Wow, very funny.
you mean Belle Delphine fucks Twomad?
Oh, come on. Stop joshing around. We got more important things to talk about.
Twomad and Belle Delphine supposedly having sex ain't even the weird part. The weird part is
Oh, I didn't know that he dressed up like Buzz Lightyear, too. Oh, they dressed up like different characters. Very interesting.
she licked his fucking feet.
I guess now everybody knows that when you buy Belle Delphine's OF, you get feet pics, but not hers.
Twomad fucked Belle Delphine while dressed as a monkey?
Oh, man. You got to be careful with the Dr. Umar shit, Def. You can't be throwing Dr. Umar around. Okay, listen, I know what Dr. Umar would have said here. I know what Dr. Umar would have said. He would have said something about how black men shouldn't be fucking around with nobodies. I know that because I've listened to Dr. Umar. He's a little bit racist, okay? He's a little bit, he doesn't believe that like black men or women should engage with white men or women. I mean, that's just what he thinks. I didn't make that. Ask him. He'll say those things. Okay? So, of course, Dr. Umar would say that. And frankly, it's a funny meme. But, I mean, who cares? We all know that Dr. Umar is a little bit of a meme. We have a lot of fun here. So,
Oh, come on. Stop joshing around. They probably just did some feet pics. Nobody really has the time nowadays to do racially insensitive, gratuitous sex scenes.
I cannot believe that Twomad literally memed his way into Belle Delphine.
Well, okay. I am never clicking on the trending tab on Twitter.
Wait, hold on. What did he say?
Feet pics. Nobody really has the time nowadays to do racially insensitive, gratuitous sex scenes.
Racially insensitive, gratuitous sex scenes. That's a lot of words, Steph. And that, yeah, I mean, that kind of gets down to it. Again, man, I just want you to know that, like, again, dude, this is what happens when you speak about issues without, yeah, he's not a racist, he's just a separationist. Thank you. You're so dumb. This is what, like, bro, listen, you should listen more. Dude, this is, bro, you're just saying that Twomad is too stupid to engage consensually in this act. He's too dumb. Right? Like I said before, this is the racism of lowered expectations. And it's the same thing as like progressives saying, or some leftists saying that, like, oh, we need to create a new, there's very few people say this, but we need to create a new ruling or a grading system for black people. So to make it like their C's are like A pluses for white, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're a white person's fucking C is the same as their A because they don't do well in school, right? If you look at it generally, like, yeah, black people underperform in school because of a history of systemic racism and a lack of access to the same opportunities, right? So like the racism of lower expectations says, like, well, they're just dumb, so we should just make school different for them so that they can succeed. But realistically, we know that that's just a bullshit band-aid, and what needs to happen is that we need to provide better access to education for all poor people. That's it, right? This is that. Yeah, I guess he's just a dumb black person. He doesn't even know what a monkey is. Like, what are you doing? Right? Now, listen, if there was a noose in this picture, we'd be having a different conversation. I'd be like, hey, listen, I think that's a little too far. It's a fucking character from Donkey Kong. Maybe he's in on it. Maybe he wanted to make a little funny joke and they did this cosplay. Who cares? Why can't he do that? Or maybe he was like, fuck, dude, I like Donkey Kong. I just want to dress up like fucking Donkey Kong. Belle might have been like, no, listen, Deaf Noodles is going to call us racist. And Twomad's like, no, listen, I'm reclaiming Donkey Kong. Fun fact, Donkey Kong is from England. We don't really know. But realistically, this is something that we really need to start saying. It's not that deep. Okay, you're policing this black dude on a fucking joke. And it's like, it's not even remotely edgy. It's just fucking Donkey Kong, bro. I saw it and I laughed. I went, oh, and I was like, oh, geez. But it's the same thing. Like, you know, yeah, he's British. You know that? I went to Five Below the other day. This reminds me of like this story. And they had this pool floaties, and one of them was a watermelon floaty. And I looked, and I was like, I looked at it, and guess what? They have a person, a young kid, posing in front of all the floaties. So you got like an ice cream cone, it's a young girl. You got a skateboard, and it's a fucking young boy. You got a fucking watermelon piece, and it's a black girl. And I was like, oh shit, that feels racist. But then I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I'm sure that the parents of that girl who did, like, I guess you call it modeling, were like, okay, go for it. And if they, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know the specifics. Maybe we have to stop pearl clutching over everything that makes us feel slightly uncomfortable. You know? Maybe it's just not that deep. That's where we're at now, Duff. Personally, you probably should have stayed out of this one. But hey, listen, you're giving yourself a stone cold stunner here, dude.
I cannot believe that Twomad literally memed his way into Belle Delphine.
Well, okay.
Who wouldn't?
I am never clicking on the trending tab on Twitter ever again.
Not me, I'm married, but I'd like to meet her. But that's it, honestly.
No, I did not just see someone leak the OnlyFans video of Twomad blowing Belle Delphine's back out. That's crazy.
Oh, did he really fuck her? Good for him. I'm surprised. I thought she had a boyfriend. Good for him. Wow, incredible.
Oh, come on.
What does pearl clutching mean? It's like when you're like, oh, you're so sensitive. Oh my god. Like you're overly sensitive to like anything slightly like controversial or something like not even problematic. It's like when like you see a kid skateboarding on the sidewalk and the old white woman's like, oh my god. You know what I mean? That's what that's what it is.
And stop joshing around.
Do I have to buy this now just to? Do I have to buy it now just to see if this is actually true? I feel like I have to. Do I have to see? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Actually, I'm just going to take a word for it and move on to the next segment. I'm kind of scared of what we're going to find out if we keep going down this wormhole. Anyway, shifting gears.
Why? Like, what? Like, not for nothing, but like, what? Okay, no offense, but you're a fucking adult. Like, oh, it's a little risque, but like, oh my god, I'm 25 years old. What's a pussy? Like, what's the fucking energy here? Like, if they are doing it, you're an adult. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is it? Oh, I don't want to find. Wait, what do you think? Is he gonna? What do you think you're gonna see? Is it? Are you so offended because it's like, oh my god, I don't want to see an interracial couple having sex with each other. Like, what the fuck are you afraid of? You're a grown fucking man. Like, I don't understand. Oh my god. Okay. That's it. That's the whole thing. You know, I don't. Does he talk about abortion in this?
What she's doing. Which
Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
What is this?
Happy Meal. Well, he recently held a rally in Mendon, Illinois, and his fans were out in numbers, and they had some very nice things to say about it.
Wait, this isn't even like about Roe v. Wade. This is just about
Blowing up the place. After all, she is a Republican.
Listen, is this buried in here? Is this about Roe v. Wade or just a Trump rally that's associated with it? Why are you doing so much to like not talk about this issue? No offense, but like, listen. Okay, here's my thing. It's $35 a month. Hell no, I ain't paying for that. Here's my thing. Here's what I'm gonna end off with. Okay, like I said, I haven't seen a single thing about Roe v. Wade from Def. If you're somebody who's apolitical, I have no problem with it. However, from what I've seen of Def Noodles, he's constantly talking about social issues. So it's time to like put up or shut up. He pretends to care about women's issues. I've seen him do it before. That's what he did with the EB family situation. You'd think you would fucking care about this enough to say something. And
welcome, folks.
At the very least, why? And what he said it in this video? What video did he say it in? Not for nothing, but this. Okay, like it's buried in the middle of the video. Like bro? What the fuck is this? No offense, but like, why the fuck this should be like your video should be called like Roe v. Wade overturned if you're gonna talk about it. It feels so weird to like put it in last in line in your topic. For somebody who, like, not for nothing, but, like, this is somebody who talks about social issues. Well, he virtue signals over them. You should be making this, like, your number one thing for the video. Like, not for nothing. You don't bury it in the middle. Oh, yeah, guys, oh, my God, PewDiePie canceled for radicalizing an entire generation of children. By the way, Roe v. Wade was overturned. It's a big deal. It's a big fucking deal, okay? I'm assuming you're pro-choice. You should be trying, like you always pretend to do, try to represent women's issues and be like, yeah, this is bad. Say something. Instead, it comes in the middle of a video. Put this as the title. Like, it seems weird. What is he? Where does this start?
Literally, the day
individual state
for themselves and every brag about winning. School bus full of children making a repeal of Roe v. Wade are old white men really goes to show you that the bar is set really low for men.
Cool. Okay. It's just weird that he puts it in the middle of the video, but whatever. Anyway, that's the racism of Def Noodles. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.